بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I said I seek refuge in Allah from Satan, the rejected enemy, the accursed enemy. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Ameen. Once again, I'd like to talk to you more. Islam. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh. That's the formal way of greeting. That's a formal Islamic greeting. A lot of us, Moorish Americans, we do not study Islam. We're not taught Islam. We're not even encouraged to study Al-Islam. There may be some temples that do it, but really it should be a tenet throughout the entire organization. See, that's why I focus primarily on leadership, because, the resurrection, more Science Temple of America, the Islamic term is Al-Qiyamah Udin, the way and process of the resurrection. Al-Qiyamah Udin is chiefly concerned with the leadership and leadership quality, because if you're focused on leadership and leadership quality, then you're focused on organization, direction, organization quality, organizational development. The development of the organization, the development of the members of the organization, the development of the movement, and the direction of the movement. And this is why it's so important. The resurrection is so important because it was prophesized. We need to understand that. The 50 years prophecy of Prophet Noble Alayhi Wasallam is extraordinary. You understand? Because within the understanding of the 50 years prophecy, within that particular this adventure, this advent, is chiefly concerns leadership. You understand? The split of the Moorish Science Temple of America was prophesized. Oh yeah, get into it. When you get into it, you'll find out that the split, the great split of the Moorish Science Temple of America was prophesized, and the cipher that unlocked the understanding, the secrets, if you will, concerning the 50 years prophecy and all of the relationships, that's concerned with the 50 years prophecy, is primarily centered on legitimate authority, right? And is intricately connected with the Holy Quran, the long line of prophethood in the Holy Quran. You understand? I've even found the United States Title Code 17 connection in the Holy Quran. This thing's deep. I'm telling you, it's powerful, and it's so pervasive. I don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? And it's just too bad, because a lot of people who went against Timothy Dingle Noble Drew A.A.A. Alayhi Wasallam, they're in trouble. You see right now, a lot of people who rejected the resurrection, they don't know more science. You see the people who caused the split, they don't teach more science. What they teach is the fundamentals. They teach a strict adherence to the fundamentals. See, there's no explication, right? There's no real exploration of the profoundness of the doctrine. There's no real exploration of the Impregnable Doctrine built up on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. See, it's the reason why the Prophet, that article in Caveat Emptor, just as a matter of fact, that is the foundation of the resurrection. That is the intellectual and political foundation, the social, political, and intellectual foundation of the resurrection of Al-Qiyamah, the Caveat Emptor article of the Moorish literature. You understand? And when you get into Caveat Emptor is basically it's a legal term. It is that let the buyer beware. But the buyer have to have what in order to beware? He had to have knowledge. You had to have a specific kind of knowledge. You had to have a critical analysis. You had to, those are skills. Critical analyses, right? It's a skill. It's a serious skill in these modern days. This media age. You understand? It's a serious skill. Critical analyses. Being able to make a distinction between right and wrong. You know what I mean? It talks about this in the Garden of Eden story. This thing is deep, I'm telling you. The 50 years prophecy brings about after the 50-year period when information was going to be released concerning what the prophet really, what his real, it's called authorial intent. The prophet's true authorial intent in terms of the doctrine, in terms of the message he brought from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in terms of how and what he was divinely prepared for. You understand? It sets the foundation of the 50 years prophecy centered on legitimate authority. You understand? Who has the legitimate right to lead the organization was embodied in the prophet's intellectual property rights, his literature. You understand? The prophet's literature began to fall in public domain in 1954. It took 2 full years for it to fall in public domain, from 1954 to 1956. See, from 1956 to June 12, 1974, do the math. And you'll find out how many years this Jesus was missing. Because Morrison Temple America is the body of Jesus the Christ alayhi wa sallam in the Western Hemisphere. That's why the central historical figure is Jesus the Christ alayhi wa sallam. Circle 7, we wear the circle 7, diadem, medallion, the crest. It's really a crest. You understand? It's really a symbol of Jesus Christ alayhi wa sallam after he passed those 7 tests, in the mystery systems. In the prophet school, it's a prophet school. Say they don't really tell it like it is, but I've seen that same thread, this same thematic in the Holy Quran of Mecca. Yeah, a school of prophets, a school of prophethood. You understand? A prophetic school, a school that turns out prophets. And it depends on that prophet. It depends on that prophet and his relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That prophet might raise to a serious degree. Might become a Christ head himself. You understand? But that depends. Depends on how much that prophet, that individual, is willing to get that close to Allah, to make yourself holy enough. You understand? Because if you get holy enough, Allah Ta'ala will visit you. Allah Ta'ala will visit you. You clean yourself up to such a degree where you purify your body, your mind, and your soul, and your heart. Allah will visit you. You understand? Because when you do all this purification, you're preparing yourself for the divine communication. That's all the purpose of it for. Being at one with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Islam, they call it the final reward. When the curtain, they call it the curtain, when the curtain is lifted up and you see Allah, the Allah Ta'ala, who and what he really is, and you actually become one with it. This wonderful, all highest energy. That's who Allah is. Allah is a wonderful, kind, loving, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, grace, and mercy. Entity. It's an entity, you understand, that's just full of all of the wonderful things in life. Those people of us who are closer to Allah, the happier you are. It's an Islamic term for that. Sahata Kubre. Maybe Abdul Malik, Imam Abdul Malik can talk about that. Sahata Kubre, if I'm pronouncing it right. But I'm telling you more something right now. The Supreme Grand Resurrection Party of the Moorish Temple of America, we're chiefly concerned with the leadership of the organization. And these are instructions we're following. See, we're not making stuff up. See, we're following instructions. And, inshallah, mashallah, fi sabilillah, bismillah. You understand me? This organization is going to get together. We're going to be a bona fide Moorish American Islamic, reclamationist liberation movement of America and the world, whether you like it or not. You understand? We're part of the global Islamic direction, whether you like it or not. Right? Allah Ta'ala summoned us. We have a serious, and honorable job to do. You understand? Because let me tell y'all something right now. What I found out over the years. When Allah creates a human being or a race of human beings or a set group of people, He gives them gifts that don't nobody else have. Don't nobody else have to bring to the world. The Arabs got this poetry. They rule for it's a lot. They hush hush about it, but the Arabs are mean with poetry. Okay. The Jews were given knowledge. Halim. You understand? They have the ability to have a lot of knowledge and so forth and on. The ancient Egyptians they excelled in magic. They excelled in illusions and tricks and things like that. They understood science. You understand? But the core tribe of Adam. The Bani Adam. The children of Adam. That's who we're direct descendants of. As a matter of fact, Allah Ta'ala gave us the gift of thinking, logical thinking, logos. And when you get into logos, you find out it's the world's first gift. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was logos, right? And the Word dwelt with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the beginning. And also, when you find out what nation or group had the first gift, you find out who's the oldest. See, that's why a lot of our leaders call us the original people. Because we're descendants of the original people. Those very dark-skinned people you see around and everything, the quote-unquote blue black, that's mommy and daddy, man. That's mommy and daddy. And people disrespect dark-skinned people because of the influence of Shaitan Irajim, the influence of the children of Iblis Irajim, you understand? They hated Adam. They hated that dark olive skin. You understand? Because he knew it wasn't better than him. See, we moved into something else now. The origin of racism. You understand me? The origin of racism and discrimination toward another human being. That didn't start with man. No. Let's start with Iblis Irajim. Iblis, it came from Shaitan Irajim. That's what Satan going out to influence the whole world about, to deceive the whole world about. What is Satan deceiving the whole world about? That's what the record says. Satan has gone out, the devil. It don't use Lucifer, Satan, devil. It don't use Lucifer, Satan, dragon, and beast. It use the word devil. Those five names given to the descendants, right, of Adam and Eve. Who are Adam and Eve? They were the mothers and fathers of the human family. Right? And if we're descendants, we call it, and it's not Bani Adam. The descendants of Adam, we're Bani Adam. So they came from us. Right? These Europeans, especially the racist Europeans, they won't admit it. That's why they talk this evolution, this ape evolution kind of thing. Maybe a little subtle reference in there to us being apes. You understand? But, they really came from us. As a matter of fact, the whole world came from us. But, the record says that, and the devil has gone out and deceived the whole world. See, but you got deceiving the whole world about what? Deceiving the whole world that we're inferior. That's what we deceived the whole world about. We're inferior. Our shade of our skin is black, right? So everything associated with misery is couched in blackness or a black term. This is one of the core reasons why Noble Drali Alayhi wa sallam, you understand me, by way of the instructions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, told us to stop calling ourselves black because of the dominating thematic concerning black as well. We don't call, black according to science means death. You understand? Black is the absence of the light. You understand? Black has a lot of wonderful, good qualities as well, right? But we got to get into the reason why. You understand me? Allah, through Noble Drali Alayhi Wasallam, told us to stop using it. And you get into Black's Law Dictionary and all these legal, the legal dimensions of it, you'll see why. One of the reasons why, anyway. Okay? But back to the center of the subject, which is the origin of racism and the reason why the devil has gone out to deceive the whole world about us. Because, the devil wants to be the world's vicegerent. He wants to usher in a civilization more greater than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And look at him, man. Look at trash and mess all in the oceans. Look at the cities, man. And, and really, his domination of the black Christians and everything, they can't really do nothing, effective without him stepping in and obstructing it. But they disobedient too, because Allah Ta'ala told them to return the church of Christianity back to the European nation through the Prophet Noble Drali Alayhi Wasallam. You know what I mean? But I really would like to talk to you guys about what the resurrection is all about. The resurrection is all about the development of the leadership apparatus of the organization and eventually the organization. You understand? We're Muslims. Y'all keep saying this Muslim stuff. Y'all saying it's a difference between Muslim and Muslims. I'm going to tell you something. No, yeah, it's a difference. Because Muslim is it's called an Occidental. Occidental is Western. An Occidental journalistic term. As a matter of fact, it is a corruption of the original word, Muslim. You understand? You're not going to find Muslim or Islamism or Mohammedanism in the Kitab, the Holy Quran. You understand me? I don't know why, you're stubborn. You're just stubborn. You understand? Because you really don't have a leg to stand on. You're just holding on to tradition because, the Prophet put that in there. He did put that in there. That's for the first and second generation. You understand me? You gotta get into what the Prophet said too. The Prophet talks about a third and fourth generation. The Prophet talks about a group of Moors that they call the eyes wide open Moors. People who notice demonstration. You understand? You got to understand, the Prophet, let me tell y'all something, right? Prophet Noble Drali was a literary prophet, man. He was a cerebral prophet. Allah Ta'ala didn't send us an ignorant prophet. He sent us an ingenious prophet, a psychologist, and for the most part, he was a psychologist. You understand? That doctrine, the way it's constructed, the way it's configured, its configuration, you understand me, was suited for you to, as you learn more, as you educate more, you'll learn more. You'll see beneath the rocky soil. That's if you're faithful, if you're obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right. If you have met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart, because the heart is really the altars of all souls, and that's Allah's throne. That's why he wants to keep it pure. You understand? Many hadiths talk about the heart, al-kalb, Allah, the heart of Allah. You understand me? Al-kalbul mu'min, the heart of the believer. You understand me? Al-kalbul salim, the heart of peace. You understand me? The heart is really the center of the soul. You understand? And this is where we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the throne room within man is the heart. That's the royal throne room, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sits on the throne of your heart. You understand? And that's where we go and make our supplications and our requests and stuff too. That's where we go to prove our submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he blesses us with revelation. That's why I know this thing. Sound all big-headed and everything. I'm not talking bragging. But I know this demonstration. And I really feel sorry for you guys that don't. You guys that eventually might see this video know you've been bucking on the resurrection. Know you've been listening to these people, the 1934 Foundation, the moderators. They're criminals. They curse. That's why y'all don't know nothing. Allah Ta'ala does not allow guidance. Does not allow the wrongdoers to be guided aright. These guys kept the doors open and everything, but they kept y'all on the fundamentalist level. Y'all don't know anything beyond the literature. The superficiality of the literature. That's all you know. You think that's the end all and be all. No, it's not. You understand? And when you see when the prophet raised up, used to say all the time in front of the Moors, in Unity Hall and other places in cities and stuff where he came to visit and talk. He used to raise up one of his favorite pet peeves, right, was to get all his literatures and raise them up over top of his head. Raise all his literatures up over top of his head with both hands. He said, children, listen to me. My word's a spirit. You must better heed. Now I brought you everything it takes to save a nation. Now take them and save yourselves, right? If I get you to think, I can get you to save yourselves, right? All these little pamphlets, about 7 or so little pamphlets, right? But he said he brought us everything. Those are what they call innuendos. You understand me? It's called an innuendo, and you got to ask. That's why I stumps the heck out of these Moorish leaders, right? Who think they know this doctrine and arrogant, think they know what's going on. I said, well, okay, what Prophet say he brought up everything it takes to save a nation. I said, where's our defense policy? Where's our military defense policy in the Prophet's literature? Right? They fumble and stumble, Where's our economic structure in Prophet? Prophet say he brought us everything it takes to save a nation. We need an economic political structure and policy, you understand me? And really undergirding philosophy. Where is it in the Prophet's literature? Right. See. Powerful questions. And really pertinent questions, you understand? You have to understand authorial intent, right? And you heard it from the resurrection. All these things I'm telling you come from the resurrection. It's not coming from the 1934 foundation, that fraudulent, illegitimate, criminal foundation. You understand? Unification, on the subject of the unification of the Moorish Zion Temple of America, alhamdulillah, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. We got people who don't belong. We got people in this demonstration don't even belong in this demonstration. They're criminals. They should be out, and they're not really trustworthy. Freemasonry is outlawed in Al-Islam. We need to understand that. Islam may be practiced in Islamic countries and everything, but it's held at bay. Just believe it. It's held at bay, and they watched, and they're suspect. You gotta get in. You all got to get into that. We're Muslims. Whether you like it or not, we're Muslims, and we're part of the global Islamic direction. There's the new Islamic Union, the new Islamic reunion. You understand? We're part of it, and that's why our names are so important. You understand me? I've seen this. I've seen our name in both the Quran and the Holy, the Piscean record. You understand? Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why your name is so important. See, black is really not a name, right? You can't narrow down an historical accomplishment under that title. But if you use the word Moor or Moorish, oh man, you go straight to the history books and find out what these people did. And just by using the word Moorish, you can trace that back to the ancient name of it. You go all the way back to the Emims and the Zanzumims, right? The Zanzumims, you understand me, were taken captive in the 5 by the 5 kings, and Abraham had to come rescue them. Whoo! That's a serious degree. Abraham had to come get him, right? Check this out. 21 years later, Lot had to go to the cities of the plain and get 2 tribes up out of there. 2 tribes that were righteous, wasn't involved in all that foolishness down there, and they followed them up out of there. They didn't get destroyed. You understand? That's a powerful demonstration. Lot and Abraham. Abraham came to free some people. right? Then the nephew Lot, he comes free some people. You understand? Study this in the light of the spirit of truth, right? Spirit of reincarnation, it'll blow your mind. You find out who Abraham Lincoln was in the person of Abdul. About stuff going on. Got to stop playing. It's got to stop listening to people who don't know what the heck they're talking about. You know, don't know this process. Okay? It's the message I want to give to you more, brothers and sisters of the main three. And a hearty salam alaikum to our brothers and sisters on Africa Prime. Okay? Thanks a lot, and have a good day. Gotta stay dry. It rain like cats and dogs out there, okay? I gotta go see a brother in the hospital. But that's a message I want to give you, brothers and sisters, all right? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Islam.